What's going on, guys? I got 5 more sets I'm going to talk about, so let's get right into it. First up, a zero cracked ice for $95. I definitely think this is a good buy. I remember this card selling at the peak for, this was like a $400 or $500 card at one point. Obviously, it's dropped off a lot since then, and, everything for Fortnite cards obviously dropped off since that point. But I think $95 is a very good price point for zero. I think that's where he should be right about now. I definitely think those $300 to $400 prices were outrageous at that time. Although I do think eventually we'll get back to those prices for him, it'll take a very long time. I think Zero is definitely a good card. I just don't think he's as good as you'll think he is. I don't think he should. Okay, what I mean, I think he's a very good card for the future. But at that time when he was selling $300, $400, $500, I don't think he's that good at that point in the market to be selling for $300, $400, $500. I think at some point far down the line he'll be selling for more than that, and I think that'll be deserved, because I'm sure there's going to be some storyline with him in the future, but I just don't think that there's enough established with him yet, and there's not enough proof that he's going to get massive amounts of storyline like we all think he will, and I also think he will. But there's definitely some evidence and proof of that, but there's not as much as there should be for him to be selling for $300, $400, $500 for a raw cracked ice. So but I think $95 is a fair price point for zero. Like I said, I don't think the $300, $400, $500 was back like 2 years ago, but I think now he's at a fair place, and $95 is a good spot for him. Next is a scratch cracked ice for $56. My opinion, another good buy. I think scratch is definitely the other counterpart of 8-ball, like the white version of 8-ball. Like in pool, the cue ball is white, whatever. But scratch cracked ice, definitely storyline opportunity. I think $56 is very fair for a scratch because, what does 8-ball go for? I don't know. I haven't seen one in a very long time. 8-ball never pops up. Very rare card. So, like I said, don't know how to compare him to 8-ball. Obviously, he's not as good as 8-ball, but he technically is 8-ball. So, I think $56 is a very fair price for him. Like I said, he's not 8-ball. We'll have nowhere near the amount of demand as 8-ball. But I think because 8-ball is so rare and there's not going to be a lot of opportunity for people to get 8-ball, scratch would be a good alternative to get something of 8-ball. If you're a big fan of him, once they start doing more with the comics and movies and TV shows, because I'm sure 8-ball and scratch will have important parts in that if I had to guess. So I definitely think $56 is very fair for a scratch. Next, a Lynx cracked ice for $76. Again, very good buy. Lynx sweat skin used to be kind of dropped off a little bit from the Chapter 1 of Season 7 Battle Pass. Has a lot of customization with their edit styles. And, the full black one was the one that was used the most by the sweats. But then a lot of casual players use the other ones, like the base style and the red. I think there was like red, blue, and black. A lot of the more casual players use the red and then the base style. So this overall Lynx was used pretty heavily. And in Chapter 2, Season 2, we saw her get a little bit of storyline being part of Midas's team in the Chapter 2, Season 2 trailer. So I definitely think Lynx is a very good card. $76 is definitely a fair price for her. I think maybe she should even be more than that. Maybe there's some damage on the card I didn't see. But I think $76 is a very fair price for her. And I think there's even room to grow in this down market we are at right now. Next, a Bunker Jonesy cracked ice for $57. Another very good buy, in my opinion. Bunker Jonesy is just a really good card. I believe he's the only true Jonesy in any of the sets, the main 3 sets that say Jonesy on it. Like, actually Jonesy, like not Moisty Merman or Rex or like Skull Trooper, who in-game under the mask, it's Jonesy. But this is like the only true card where it says the name Jonesy on it. I think so. At least I know for a fact in Series 1 or 2, maybe there's something in Series 3 I'm forgetting. And I know there's Jonesy the First and Reloaded, but this is something special. The only cracked ice of a identified Jonesy. Like, I'm looking at a Skull Trooper inverted right here, and it's like, in-game, if you look, that is actually Jonesy under the mask. And I don't have a Moisty Merman right next to me, but it's like you can see Jonesy on the card, but it's obvious, but it's not listed on the back as Jonesy, so that makes Bunker Jonesy special. And what is it, Frontier, the one where he's wearing the cowboy hat, it's so clearly Jonesy, but it's not listed on there. So that's just something special about Bunker Jonesy. It's the only card in the set, of the main 3 sets not reloaded, that has Jonesy listed in the name, and as far as I know, I believe that's true. So to get a cracked ice for only $57, in my opinion, is a really good buy. Like I said, Bunker Jonesy is very important in the storyline. He had that loading screen back in season 9 or season 10 where you had to collect the fort bites, and there's still huge things in there that are going along with the storyline. That there's still things people in there that people haven't discovered, and just a lot of important stuff hidden in there still. So I definitely think $57 is a very good price for obviously his best card. Not PSA 10, but the cracked ice is obviously his best card. So again, very good buy. For the final sale is a Midas laser. It looks centered to me. I didn't zoom in too close on it, but it looked very centered. Maybe just a little bit off left to right, but not very much. And if the corners are clean, this is definitely a PSA 10 worthy card. But $282 for a Midas laser, in my opinion, is a very good buy, especially if it gets a PSA 10. Or maybe, I think something people should do with the lasers is possibly send a BGS so they get the subgrades, and maybe they'll show like, hey, this is a 9.5 centering or 10 centering, but it was maybe just like a surface flaw that got it down to a 9 or an 8.5 or something. Instead of saying it to PSA and it gets an 8, and people are saying, well, it must be the centering or it's this or it's that. But with BGS, you can tell exactly what flaw it is because the lasers have so many flaws. You might want to have the flaws defined where you can actually tell what they are if you go to sell the card. Maybe that's just me thinking that. Maybe people agree with me on that. I don't know. But either way, Midas laser, $282, and it looked pretty centered to me. I think that's definitely a good buy, and I think someone got a good deal here. And I don't need to go through all the positives of Midas like I do every time there's a sale of his. So, like I said, just a very good buy. And that's 5 sales I'm talking about today, and I'll see you guys next time.